There's a saying in tech, whenever you have a live demo prepared, something will always go wrong no matter what. Whether you've practiced multiple times beforehand or winging it because nothing has ever broken before, a part of presentations always ends up not how you expect it to go. VTuber debut streams are a fun way to create an event for your community. Like tech demos, Scuff seems to go hand in hand with these streams, and even I, with over 2 years of streaming experience, made a cardinal sin during my recent chibi model debut stream. And no, it was not forgetting to unmute before starting. And I'll also throw in a few things that you should avoid when you prepare to stream with a VTuber model. While I have previously made a video on why you don't need to debut when you first start out making content as a VTuber, doing a showcase of a new model sometime down the road can technically be considered a type of debut stream. A model showcase stream typically involves these things: hyping up the community, toggle showcase and green screen time, and then the model credits. Hyping up the community usually starts before the stream, with a silhouette or snippets of the design fed like breadcrumbs to create excitement and awareness of the upcoming stream. You might see larger creators encourage their audience to draw over the silhouette to make a guess on what the outfit would look like, and at the beginning of the showcase stream, the VTuber would then go over all the submissions before the new model is revealed. Smaller creators, on the other hand, like to reveal the entire model through engagement milestones on the post. After 5 likes and retweets on this post, I'll show you the legs. After 10 is the hips, and so on and so forth. The engagement numbers and progressions required aren't set in stone, so if you want to reveal the first part after 500 likes, or just after a single like, that would be up to you. There's also a bunch of other ways to promote the stream, like creating a promotional video, a PV, to capture more attention, or just even writing a few tweets on how excited you are for it. Then, the stream itself usually involves showing off toggles, giving close-up to details what you want people to pay attention to, or exaggerating how expressive the model can be. This may be the only time viewers see a few of these toggles because most streamers tend to forget that they exist, or they really don't have an opportunity to play the hyper-specific animation that the model has on a day-to-day use. I would say, like, for example, the walking animation that you see all over Twitter. If you're considering getting a VTuber model and are trying to figure out which toggles to ask for, remember, there are some that you can do on your end after you receive the model. You can often find free sticker sheet style expression assets to attach to your model in VTube Studio. Sometimes during the showcase segment, the streamer will literally provide a green screen backdrop so that viewers can screenshot the stream and make their own content, such as reaction videos or memes. While this isn't a necessary part of the stream, you could consider adding it if you're speeding through the rest of the stream and have a little extra time left, or dedicate some time for it to build up the community engagement. And while on the topic of green screens, you don't have to make the background the eye-gore green color, especially if your character design has elements of green already attached. It just needs to be some sort of color that's not visible on the design to make the color removal easier on the video editor. An easy way to test out which color works best is by setting up your model in OBS via Spout 2 Capture and put a color source behind it. In a new scene, include the first scene as a source and put a chroma key filter on it. If you're able to key out the background color while the rest of your model looks perfectly fine, then voila! That's your green screen color. And finally, the credits should be presented in some manner for all of the work that went into the new model. That could be a model artist, a rigger, an outfit designer, a character designer, as well as anything you did for that stream, like new overlays, emotes, BGMs. If you choose to not include the credits during the stream, make sure it's still available somewhere like in the video description. Many artists require a credit when their work is shown, even if you bought commercial rights to the product. For my chibi model debut, I pretty much followed the general convention of presenting the design. Promotional posts, new overlays to suit the theme, crediting. So what went wrong? I mostly went over the visual aspects of the model showcase, as that's usually the main focus. This wasn't my first rodeo, though technically this is my first debut-like event, because I never did an official model showcase with my first design, and I don't really practice a script beforehand because that's just my style of presenting. I have a bullet point list of things that I want to go through during the stream, and that's it. What I didn't realize was how past me screwed myself over for the showcase stream. I did not forget to unmute myself before starting to talk. It was even worse than that. My audio wouldn't come out for a good second or two after I spoke into the mic. The coat off first. So yeah, you can see my bare arms. Look at them, so cold and so bare. And the timing of the lip syncing was so far off that the experience just felt just as bad as when subtitles are 5 seconds too early in the anime. People already notice a slight misalignment when the lip syncing is off by a few milliseconds, so this was just sending myself to the guillotine on a red carpet that I pulled out for myself. In OBS, you can adjust up to negative 999 milliseconds of delay, and even with that, it was no good. I couldn't figure out why the delay was so bad. It was working perfectly fine for every stream prior, and I checked my audio plugins and everything looked right. Turns out that I forgot to tweak my audio settings after the stream before the showcase was going to happen. Oh dear lord. I added a plugin that would minimize the click noise that my mouth or the keyboard would make. And the reason I didn't find it during my initial inspection was because VST3 is not supported natively in OBS. Many of my audio plugins are VST3 plugins. So you need to have a separate plugin that hosts these VST3 plugins for you, and then you need to go into an extra layer of settings to see what's turned on or off. I thought this was just like a minor change, very minimal, because I already had a related plugin in the chain and that didn't affect latency. So I already spent a decent chunk of time trying to solve it on the model debut stream, which is something you never ever want to do live. But it bothered me too much. Debut streams are all about making good first impressions. A good performer or presenter will carry on even if hurdles come at them. You need to decide on the fly whether or not stopping the show puts your entire performance at risk, or if you need to pause it to fix it before moving along. Having a good model tracking to audio is a pretty important aspect of VTuber performances, so I was insistent on getting it right, even if it meant viewers would drop off during the troubleshooting. Also, I wasn't too time-boxed, though if I did go over a certain time, I needed to feed my kittens and then I'll have to pause the stream for a bit. But I didn't fully figure this out until after stream, but luckily I turned the entire chain off during and it seemed to be fine to continue the stream. So yeah, don't fix your audio before an important stream. I usually double check my audio latency before every karaoke stream so that the instrumental track is aligned with my vocals, but aside from that, I hardly edit my latencies and filter settings between streams, so I was completely caught off guard. So just be a little bit careful. Here's some other common issues I've seen in model showcase streams that you might also want to try to avoid. Use Spout 2 Capture and not Windows Capture or NDI for your model source in OBS. You'll need to download a specific plugin for OBS to enable that feature to be viewable in the scene type dropdown, but Spout 2 is by far the crispiest and low memory used capture for your VTube Studio or Warudo model, or any software that supports it. It also has built-in transparency, so no need to worry about green screens for your own videos. Model capture cutting off your model. For my Spout capture, there's a section that lies outside of the capturable area, which makes the model look like someone snipped it like a piece of paper. I think it's called the title bar on Windows, and for whatever reason, that area is still considered a part of the window according to OBS, but it just doesn't get captured. To fix this, make the height of the VTube Studio window taller so that the area is above the scene in OBS. That's the only way to fix it. Test all of your toggles thoroughly. Stress test and run through all head, body, and eye angles. Make a recording while going through each one, so you don't want to end up with some rig errors live.
Oh god! Ah!
Especially if your stream is past the deadline for any free changes to be done by your rigger. And finally, a fun little tidbit that I don't think I've heard many people bring up. Did you know that the background color that you set in VTube Studio can affect the color of translucent clothing that gets captured and displayed in OBS? You should ideally find a background that complements the color of your character's design so that the translucent areas don't look too out of place when you drop your model in front of a different backdrop. And there you have it. I have some other tips and tricks for the software I use for making my content with my VTuber persona. I'll be sure to share more of those in the future. If you liked watching this video, check out this one about why you don't really need to do a super fancy debut when you first start out. Or this one that's recommended for you. I stream games and handcam activities like model kit building, TCG pack openings, and unboxings on Twitch. And if you want to support the channel, consider joining the membership. Check out my wishlist on Throne to support upcoming content ideas, or other ways listed in the description box below. Bye for now!